Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back in the video. For this video, I'm going to be showcasing my level 40 Warlock and build and everything. So let's get started. So for my build, this is what I have so far. I'm still trying to get the arachnid chest. So I only have the pants and the helmet. I'm wearing the ectoplasm cloak and staff, the mustache, slime bag, Sapphire Lantern, Glass Ring, Point of Image, Positioning, and Vitality. Currently, this is what I have so far for my abilities, my ability slots. Um, I usually swap out Overload with Demonic Sacrifice just to just to get the buff that I need, and then I'll swap it back. And then I don't carry Soul Steel. The reason why I don't carry Soul Steel is because it's too much mana for like low damage. With Magic Repeater, it has a low cooldown and low mana drain, and it does pretty decent damage. And I could use it from afar, so that's why I use Magic Repeater over Soul Steel. I only use Soul Steel if I'm trying to get souls. Other than that, I don't really use it that much. As for Clear Cast, I don't run any buffs. The only buff that I have in my ability slot is Mana Shield because I need to pop it every so often when the ability's off CD and when it breaks and stuff like that. Um, what is here? So back to what I mentioned before with the demonic sacrifice. So if I were to summon my imp and then sacrifice it again, I gain 10% intellect scaling damage for 30 minutes. And for the fiend, I get every 4 seconds I heal 2% of my total health. So I heal 10 every 4 seconds. It's very situational for me. When I'm fighting the Spider Queen, I will have demonic sacrifice though, because your clerics and priests they won't be able to heal you 100% of the time. So this is good sustainability to have. If I'm like soloing like bosses like Lycanthar in the Gladiator arena or just doing anything solo, I would most likely sacrifice my imp just for more damage. For my pet, I do have the fairy. Fairy is pretty good. It scales every time it levels up. So right now, since level 31, it gives me 12.4% magic attack, which is pretty good. Um, Also, after I get the buff, I would, swap out Demonic Sacrifice for Overload. What Overload does, it unleashes full potential of your magic, dramatically amplifying your power for a short duration. So, Overload is only good for magic-based abilities. So, right here, I get 50% increased magic power, which is really, really good. Um, and so I would pop this whenever I throw out my tornado because tornado does a great amount of posture. So it usually leaves enemies posture broken, or if not close enough to be broken. So what I do have blink. Blink's pretty good, gets you around because you won't have your fairy too much as a warlock, and also you don't need like a boar or like a spider because you do have your fiend. So there's not really much of a reason to have a secondary pet. But if you want to, then that's up to you. For me, I like increasing my magic damage, so I do more damage, etc. Let me swap out Clearcast for Greater Intelligence because I do need to buff myself. So I'll buff myself here, and then I would swap out Greater Intelligence for Clearcast. What Clearcast does, it's It gives me a random chance whenever I use my magic abilities. I could use a spell mana free, which is actually pretty good. I could use something like Clear Cast Mana Storm, Arcane Storm, because Arcane Storm does take a lot of my mana. Takes like around 150 mana. So it's useful from time to time, stuff like that. And so in combat, for mostly PvE, how I like to start things off is like I would start off with Tornado, Overload, and then I would sorry, Arcane Storm is off loadings, and then I would spam Flamethrower. This does insane amount of damage. Also leaves them posture broken because of the tornado. I do not use Overload with Tornado, however, because Tornado is a physical spell. It doesn't scale off of magic. So that's why I use Tornado first and then Overload. Um, what else is there? Another thing I would like to mention is make sure you use your crit because what I like to do is I like to spam my crit a lot so I could play cooldowns and play range and wait for my mana to regen. It's basically for PvE, you kind of want to get far away enough so you could catch your spells. Tornado and Earth Wall is really good spells to CC or delay the enemy from getting closer to you so you can use your bigger spells. Make sure you have Blink though, because Blink will give you enough time to let you cast Tornado and stuff like that. Uh, Earth Wall, however, is more instant. Let me go to Earth Wall is more instant, so you don't really need to run away as much, or you don't need to use Blink. However, right now I'm going to the Gladiator Arena to fight Lycanthar, so I can showcase my build. And also showcase how to like solo Lycanthar, so you can farm for its gear and stuff like that. Another thing to mention about Mage is that you have infinite food and infinite water. Just make sure your hunger isn't low or there's no hunger at all because you won't be able to regen your mana or HP or focus passively. So that just keep that in mind. I'll just make some good food right now, actually. So let me eat up here. I do need to buff myself with greater intelligence. I know it might be annoying to micromanage everything, like having to swap out your ability slots. I usually don't use ClearCast, but I will use it for this video. But normally I don't really have ClearCast because I don't want to keep on swapping Creator Intelligence and ClearCast over and over again every 5 minutes. So it's more of a like if you want to min-max your build, you can do this, but for me personally, I don't really like doing it. It's just annoying. Like I don't really want to. All right, so we're drinking water here. I'm currently building my tank. Actually, I'll talk about that later. So right here, I summon Tornado, so it gets stuck. This will do a lot of partial damage, so I was then use Arcane Storm. Look at that damage. Insane damage. Then I'll start M1ing, then I'll back up. The good thing about Lycanthar is he is very slow at the start, and his moves usually take a lot of windup. So I'm gonna bait out his attack, and then use Flamethrower to finish it off. Summon my Fiend. Make sure you save your pets. Doesn't matter if you're a Warlock. Make sure you save your pets for second phase. So I'm gonna avoid him until I get my Tornado up, or until he gets posture broken like this. Because then later he's gonna get posture broken again, right here. Oh, it's cool. Right here, he got posture broken, but I'm gonna cycle Tornado. I'm gonna keep my distance. Let's do flamethrower again, and that's the thing. Um, what I wanted to say before I started the fight was, if you want to solo this and you don't, and you're not a mage or a warlock, don't stress about it too much, especially if you're like a priest, because all you really need is tornado, thrower, and earth wall. Because I'm getting a bunch of buffs. Like I'm getting 10% intellect scaling, 12.4 magic attack, greater intelligence. I get damage reduction with my shield. Like it's pretty crazy when you think about it, right? If you're playing like a physical class, I would recommend getting Tornado, only Tornado, because it does take some mana, and I know that most physical classes they don't have a lot of intelligence, so their mana bar isn't that high. But if you want another secondary spell, I would suggest getting Earth Wall, just so you could run away and stall for your cooldowns. And that's pretty much it. I do want to mention, however, if you're trying to solo Lycanthar, don't run away too much. Make sure you actually hit him from time to time, because you will be aggroed in. That's it for the video. That's it for the video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.